take a quick look at this chart. I'm not going to leave it on the screen very long. Just a very simple question to start this video. Is it bullish looking? Is it bearish looking? What do you think the next move on this chart is? Very simple. We're going to dissect that chart. It is foundational to everything we're going to discuss in relation to Cardano. Before we do, this is Cardano and this is DeFi Llama, and we're looking at total value locked. We've been tracking this story right now, just to give you an idea, 142 million, right around $142 million total value locked. If you look at the ADA chart, you can just see, and actually, I don't know if you can actually even see on my screen if I try and move it over a little bit. You can just see it's kind of just continuing to hit all-time high. It's continuing to grow. There is so much going on in relation to ADA. So before we look at that chart and before we kind of talk about where Cardano is in this cycle, this is the number in terms of total value locked. So all-time high around 321 million, currently sitting at around 142 million, just above 100 million total value locked. And we go to something like Ethereum, all-time high, total value locked, 108 billion. This is like almost 1,000x where Cardano is right now. We talk about a lot in terms of Cardano and Ethereum, just Cardano catching up in terms of market cap, catching up with things like market share. And it's because, and this is my opinion, as a value investor in ADA, Cardano does what Ethereum does, but it does it better, more powerfully, more securely, more decentralized. It's just taking some time for the market to realize that. And it's kind of like a cycle behind Ethereum. That's where I see the opportunity. So we're looking at $100 billion. Now, I think in the next bull market, Ethereum is going to surpass that, right? So we can look at this number for Cardano being in play, but Ethereum will probably surpass that in my opinion. Now, if we look at things like total value locked, and then we start looking at the charts, right? And we're going to look at that one bullish or bearish chart in just a minute, but we start really getting just the full story here. $500 billion market cap is something I talk about a lot, a $15 ADA, because that's something Ethereum has accomplished, right? We're talking about Ethereum hitting $100 billion in total value locked in that last chart that we just saw. Well, around the same time, it was hitting a $500 billion market cap, right? So if ADA is to continue on in the next bull market, or even just the bull market after that, into these numbers, that's where it becomes realistic for me. And that's why, and really this sets the tone, this is why I'm so long-term bullish on Cardano. This isn't something I'm saying is going to happen in the next year, right? But all of that space until it does happen, I think is so, it's just so available. It's so up for grabs for this blue chip crypto, which is ADA. Now, in terms of how it would get there, this is where it kind of pivots to this chart that we started with at the beginning of the video. I said, is it bearish or bullish? I think anybody taking a quick glance at this and anybody that's been tracking charts in general would probably say that looks kind of bearish, right? All these gains, and it's kind of topping out. Last time it was kind of seemingly sideways like this, it fell, right? And if you just look at all of those gains, and many of you probably already caught on to this, but we're looking at 90+%, right? So it's like maybe time for consolidation now, maybe time to turn that trend around. And so when I talk bullish about ADA, it's because that's the ADA chart flipped. And this is where we sit right now as we just kind of hover in the bottom of this bear market, whatever you want to say, the end of the bear market, everything that we just went through, we're just hovering. And this is something that happened all the way back here, right? This is 2020 before ADA just absolutely exploded. So this could actually continue hovering for quite some time before the real powerful move. But at the end of the day, this is exactly the picture, and you can talk about this type of context for any crypto. This is exactly the picture of a bullish kind of round trip, exiting the bear, getting ready to enter the next bull type of chart. This is what it looks like. And it really kind of becomes apparent and true and obvious when you look at this. This is a chart inversed. Now, the thing is about this, it doesn't mean there's not room for downside. And this is not a logarithmic chart, by the way. I turned that off for purpose of the video. But you can just see we're so zoomed in now. Look how massive of a move that bear market is, the last bull market is. We're so zoomed in, similar to how we could be so zoomed in back here, August 2020, and there's just downside in play, people getting frustrated, 50% to the downside, it's in play. And do you realize what happened next after that? The gains, the parabolic gains. And I truly think we're in this similar type of area where it could be multi-month just sideways and multi-month pain. Maybe there's more downside similar to that. And we pull this over to the current chart. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be bumpy. But when I sit here and I just say that I'm bullish and I do bullish titles for my videos, it's really because I'm thinking long term. It's nothing to do with the short term. If you watch my videos, you know in the short term, we're doing technical analysis all the time. We have all these targets to the upside, to the downside, and they're so short term. This is a daily chart, but like we're talking, you know, targets like a move like that and then a move like this. And we can call them short-term bullish or bearish, but it absolutely has no comparison to when you zoom out on a chart like this and you start really just looking at the bigger picture here, right? And we can go to a weekly chart over here, which is the logarithmic chart, right? And it kind of gives a clear picture of really the flow of the cycles and a clear picture of the similarities of this bear market low compared to back here and all the consolidation involved, right? And we'll continue tracking all of these things. But I just can't say this enough. As all of this is happening, it's happening in a different way than it happened back here for Cardano. I say it all the time. Shelly staking, not here yet. Multi-asset ledger with Mary Hardfork, not here. Smart contracts and Alonzo, not here. Scalability, not here. It's all here now. And so we have things like total value locked just starting to increase and getting ready to just, I think, go parabolic in the next bull run. And then we have things like this, which I think maybe tomorrow video coming out talking more in depth about this, but this is tap tools. This is just such a clear picture of what is taking place on Cardano. This is so Ethereum circa like 2017-ish, all these coins deploying on Cardano now. And the massive explosion and a similar thing happening with Bitcoin right now. I don't know which one gets me more hype and excited or bullish, but I think it's the fact that they're both happening at the same time. Bitcoin and Cardano, these tokens, just the entire ecosystem exploding in a way it never has before. I don't think I was this bullish before the last bull market as I am right now. And so hopefully things play out in a similar sense. There's absolutely no guarantees of that. This is such a risky game, crypto. So this is just the way that I see things. This is just my opinion and what I'm watching and waiting for. But look at just everything going on with Cardano, with tap tools right now. We'll talk more about that in another video. But all of these things to say, this is what is preparing Cardano for just potential massive growth. And we've really, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, you know we've talked about this for years. We've waited for this for years, and it's visualized now. I didn't know what this was going to look like, but look at this. Tap tools came out of nowhere and did exactly what we were saying or what we were thinking, and it's visualized now, just like that. We talked about it. We waited for it. We tracked the charts through the whole thing, right? And we didn't know what was going to come out of all of the tech upgrades that have happened. But here we are now. We have an extremely clear picture. It's an obvious picture, in my opinion. And so this is my video on Cardano, why I'm bullish on it. I'm just a guy out here that's bullish on a crypto. I'm not trying to sell you on this crypto. I'm not trying to get you hype on this crypto at all, but I'm excited about it. And I'm really curious to see how it performs going into the next cycle. But patience is so, so crucial. And that's the name of the game. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, everybody. Hit the subscribe and like. I will see you in the next video. God bless.